13 years of the Barrow Administration were exceptional. And I'm asking you to look at the comparison. And I did the comparative numbers that the IMF presented. And so when you look at unemployment, no matter which threshold they use, it was lower. In 2018, 2019, it was at 4%. It's at 5% now. Do the numbers.
So when he makes these things, he embarrasses himself because the data is there for him to watch. So I think that's as far as I would not want to take it there. As to the growth in the economy, all he needs to do is to look at the numbers again. The UDP never had 4% unemployment, and I challenge him to give me the statistics where that 4% came.
Back in January, Wendy Benavides, a statistician at the Statistical Institute of Belize, announced that Belize's unemployment rate in October 2022 stood at 5%.
The estimated number of unemployed persons was 9,644, which represented a 5% unemployment rate.
This is in fact a marked improvement from SIB's December 2020 labor force survey, which had the unemployment rate at almost 14%. But, as that report also pointed out, at the time almost 39,000 persons lost their jobs that year due to COVID-19. But, when compared to the September 2019 labor force survey, which reported an almost equal labor force estimate as October 2022, the unemployment rate at the time stood at 10.4%. This was under the Barrow Administration.
Unemployed persons, that is those wanting and available to work, represent 10.4% of the labor force, or 19,849.
Before moving forward, it must be mentioned that in 2020, SIB changed the methodology it uses to calculate the unemployment rate to abide by international standards. Ironically, this new approach was never used in calculations prior to the PUP administration.
The unemployment counts using the previous methodology is almost 3 times larger compared to figures using the new definition. Under the previous, more relaxed definition, unemployment levels using the previous definition stand at 29.6% compared to 13.7% using the refined definition in September 2020. The reason why unemployment levels are lower using the revised definition is due to persons not looking for work who were previously captured as unemployed, now classified as out of the labor force.
Notwithstanding the change in methodology or threshold, as the opposition leader puts it, in April 2019, SIB concluded that the unemployment rate stood at 7.6%. The report noted that this had been the lowest rate ever recorded at the time.
When we see that we can do a statistical comparison and that the numbers are far and beyond above what was happening anytime at the height of the Barrow administration, then I will give kudos.
And while we do not expect any hurrahs and congratulations from the opposition leader solely based on SIB's figures, the data is in fact online for anyone to review. A look at the employment rate over the past 5 years, however, will tell its own story. Close to 8,500 individuals became employed between April 2018 and April 2019. By September 2019, just over 170,000 individuals had jobs. That number dropped significantly at the end of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But by September 2021, the number of persons employed grew by almost 18,000. This was a sign that people were returning to work. But despite the high number, employment in 2021 grew by only 4,000 more than the pre-pandemic September 2019 figures. Between September 2021 and October 2022, the employment figures grew by another 7,800 persons. So simply put, the single highest jump in employment over the last 5 years, excluding the post-2020 return to work rebound, according to SIB's statistics, was between April 2018 and 2019 under the UDP administration. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.